Welcome back to the tutorial series on how to get your state ID and driver's license in the US. In this episode, we'll complete the application process for a driver's license and the submission as well. Since you already have a DMV account, we are going to head over to log in into the DMV account. So once we do that, we'll move on to apply for a state ID or driver's license. Once you hit the start application, you choose your preferred language, key in your email address that you used to register, choose the means of verification. Once you are through with that, you're going to key in the verification code that was sent to your phone and confirm your phone number. Now we began the application for ID card. Now we are going to start a new one for the driver's license. So you hit start a new application. We would like to get a driver's license or an ID card for the first time. Check the box for driver's license and hit the next. Have you ever had a driver's license or ID? No. Have you ever had one from another state? No. And then we move on. So to affirm your decision, do you want a real ID? Yes. Now key in your details, your first name. If you have a middle name, you put it in there. Your date of birth. If you don't have a social security number, don't worry, you can still go ahead and apply for the driver's license. Once you have a social security number, you can always log into your account and key in your social security number. Now, what type of vehicle do you drive? So we go for non-commercial, and most of them is just the basic Class C license. If you need a firefighter's endorsement, you go ahead and click yes at a fee. If not, you go ahead with a no, and then we move on. So key in your physical address in the US. If you live in a residential hall, you key in your room number. If you live on campus, you make sure you get the right details with your zip code and confirm if that's the same address that you receive mail. Now key in your height, your weight, your gender, the color of your eyes, and your hair. So these are some medical conditions that may affect your ability to safely operate a motor vehicle. You read through this. If you've experienced any of these events in the past 3 years, you have to be honest about it, and then you click on yes and specify which of these. If not, you go ahead to click on no and move on with the application process. Have you ever applied for an ID using a different name? No. Has your license ever been cancelled or refused? No. Have you served in the military? You answer and move on. Organ and tissue donation, you can always come back to read it, but for now we go with not at this time. The same with the financial donation, not at this time. Anytime you feel like donating, you can always come back and do that. So this is for US citizens. As an international student, you are not a US citizen, so you hit on no and you move on with the application. Read through all this. If you agree to all the information here, you click on the next button. Now review your responses. You go over your details, your address, your date of birth, your height, everything. Once you feel the information you have here is valid, you can go ahead. Now, the virtual test center means you have to pass your knowledge requirement test as well, and that you need the DMV handbook to familiarize yourself with the rules of driving in the state you find yourself. You can always walk in and grab a copy of the handbook or access it online on the DMV website. I would advise that you always go with the test at the DMV office because after several attempts, you can always take the test after 7 minutes. If you fail, once 7 minutes elapsed, you can go back to the PCs and take the test again. So you are going to pay $45 for the driver's license if you get to the office. Mind you, you are not paying online. Now it's time to upload two proof of identity and two proof of residency. Once you are through with that, you are done with the application for the driver's license. Now let's talk about the submission of your application. Online submissions can save a lot of time, but they are not available in every state. So if you can't submit online, then it's time to head to the DMV office. But if there's an option to submit online, you hover, you find the appointment. Once you click on appointment and you specify your purpose for the visit, you're going to see if there is an option to submit your documents online or head to the DMV office. So for this, we are done with the two on the checklist. Now we need to make our visit to the DMV office. Once you use the locate me option, it's going to show the offices close by to where you are the moment you are working on the DMV website. Or you can key in your zip code to find the offices that are close by. Once you do that, the offices are going to pop up based on the one that is very close and then the ones that are further in that order. When you tap, it's going to show you the times they work and the times they are out. But mostly in California, you can go with the option of getting in line. So in order to find this option, you go back to appointments and you specify that this is your first time you're applying for a driver's license or an ID. So when you hit first time application, there is an option to get in line. I would advise that you use the get in line option if you have a flexible schedule. Because if you tend to schedule or get an appointment, you're not going to find a date very early. Because by November 2024 now, if I click on get an appointment, the dates I will be showing will be in January 2025. It's hard to get a date that is very close by. Let's see what we have when we hit the get in line button. So get in line services are available on the weekend from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, before you make your way to the DMV office, make sure you have two proof of identity and two proof of residency. They're just going to have a look at it. It wouldn't take you much time because you've already uploaded this document. So there you have it. Now you know exactly where to submit your application, whether it's online or at a DMV office. Taking these steps will save you time and make the process much smoother. In the next episode, we are going to look at what to expect on the day of your appointment. Until then, be safe.